Welcome to episode 156, Sheldon Adelson, Part 1, From Selling Newspaper to Multimillionaire, 1933 to 1990. This is an outline of episode 156. There are 3 reasons why we study Sheldon Adelson. First, he's the richest casino self-made billionaire in the world. Second, he's a latecomer and a late boomer. He started the casino business at the age of 57. Third, his business acumen is second to none. Here's my apology. For my audience, please do not gamble. I do not gamble. I have not gambled for more than 25 years. It's a vice industry. Now, let us get back to the king of vice. He was born in Dorchester, Massachusetts in 1933 to poor Jewish Lithuanian immigrant father.
I grew up in Dorchester, the section of Boston that was split between the South Boston Irish and the Dorchester Jews. The only job he could get was during the Second World War when I was gone. And then my mother set up a little knitting store in what was the living room of the house in a 12-unit tenement. We barely got along.
At age 12, he was selling newspaper on the street.
No soportaba verse relegado a un barrio, un estado.
He also drove a taxi. He also was a court reporter, and he also joined the U.S. Army. Adelson attended City College of New York, but decided to drop out to dedicate his full time to entrepreneurship. He created more than 50 companies from 1945 to 2017.
His business career spanned nearly 7 decades and has included creating and developing to maturity more than 50 different companies. Is this correct? I got it from Ron Reis, and so can blame him as well.
His first fortune was made in tourism in the 1960s in New England.
So when you go back in the 60s, you created a charter tour business that flew mainly to Hawaii and the Caribbean called AITS.
AITS was both a tour operator and a ground operator. At that time, TWA had a in-house tour operation, and we conducted the ground operations for them, for TWA in Hawaii, in Puerto Rico, in the Caribbean, or maybe in Europe, I can't remember.
That eventually it became the biggest travel agency in New England, and you took it public. And the stock price soared from $10 to $93?
About 100.
Yeah.
By taking the company public, he made his first millions.
And I took the company public. And I did 2 or 3 offerings. I did the initial public offering. The company got involved in some ships. The fellow they got to run the ships, his name was Ted Arison. I'm sure you all know the name.
Ted Arison was the founder of the Carnival Cruise, which is the world's largest cruise line operator, in 2017.
The Carnival was originally a Canadian, but the Queen Anna Maria was laid up following the collapse of Greek line. In 1975, the ship was purchased by Carnival Cruises and refitted for one-class cruising.
How he made $500 million in Las Vegas. Hint, through computer trade show, not casinos. In 1979, he created Comdex. Comdex stands for Computer Dealers Exhibition.
Lots of people come to Las Vegas to gamble with little pieces of hardware like these, but others come here to gamble with a different kind of hardware and software, and that gamble is called Comdex, a monster show at which computer vendors from around the world try to make it big in the PC marketplace. Today we'll see what's new at Comdex 86 on this edition of the Computer Chronicles.
Comdex became the world's largest computer trade show. In 1979, the computer convention grossed $250,000. In 1987, Comdex grossed $20 million. In 1997, Comdex grossed $250 million.
Comdex 1987 is history now, but the excitement of the show still lingers.
I think that the show has reached what is probably its natural optimum size. It was about 90,000 people 2 years ago, and it was almost unwieldy. There was no cabs to be had. There were no hotel rooms to be had. And that reflects, I mean, that says something. There's just too many people crowding in. At 80,000, which is the optimistic number, I would have put it maybe closer to 70,000, you had a full house, and every cab driver had a fare. I never heard a single complaint from any of the service people in Vegas. These are people that I, as a
There were people in the industry that said that Comdex kicked off the personal computer industry.
In 1995, Adelson sold Comdex to SoftBank of Japan for $862 million. His share was over $500 million. Still, he was not yet a billionaire. What have I learned today? Sheldon Adelson dropped out of university after less than 2 years to pursue business. I have covered Phase 1 and Phase 2. In 1995, he accumulated $500 million. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and leave your comments and questions below. My next video will be Sheldon Adelson, Part 2, the Casino King of the World. Wishing everyone peace and prosperity.